Hello, all you writers out there. It is Friday, and that means it's time for you to learn everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote a great book. We have a hot topic for you today. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and every Friday I go live with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer, author of None Better, An Amazing Love Story, and then two books that we wrote together, Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts. Welcome, Joanie.
Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. You're looking fabulous.
Thank
Happy
you. Thank
Friday.
you. Good to see you too. Happy Friday.
Yes, thank you.
So, Friday is a fun day, but it's also a time to reflect. And we have a very hot topic that a lot of people ask me about, Joni, about how much time does it take to write a book? So you, as I always call you, our superstar author, you wrote your memoir, your best-selling memoir, in 5 months in my 6-month book coaching program. Can you talk about the element of time with your writing?
Oh boy, the element of time. I was consumed, everybody. Was consumed. I think the timing actually took longer to make the outline and create the stories and what I wanted to go in it. That was the most time consuming, the most reflective, the most thought, but at the same time, it spilled out of me. And if you remember, it was just months after Carol had died. So I was ripe with rawness. I was ripe with vulnerability. I knew I had a message to share and a story to share with golden nuggets just packed inside of that. And so that timing was crucial. And I'm glad I ripped through it for 5 months because it was like morning, noon, and night. Whenever it hit me, I was just there writing. So it could be at 2 in the morning, it could be at 9 o'clock at night, it could be
Mm-hmm.
at 8 o'clock in the morning. And
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed, Elizabeth, because I'm retired. I don't have, Carol wasn't with me, so no partner, husband, wife, significant other in the house, no kids in the house, no animals in the house. And so I had a lot of freedom. I had a lot of freedom to let it rip.
Right. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge, 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 huge. So most people don't have that luxury unless they are retired and no longer working and their kids are grown and et cetera. But there's a lot of people like in their 80s who are so busy, still writing a book is challenging. So we're going to talk about time. First, how long does it take? And secondly, how do you schedule your writing to make it a priority and get it done? Because life, the days, I always say I have 500-mile-an-hour days sometimes where you look up and it's bedtime and like where did the day go and did I get any writing done? It has to be prioritized. So as a ghost writer, people always say, well, how long does this process take for you to write the book? And so I always say it depends on your availability. How often can we meet for me to interview you and the people you need for the book? But the same goes if you're writing your own book. What is your availability and what can you cut out of your schedule temporarily to get the writing done? So, Joni, you were really fortunate in that you had a wide open schedule. I think that writing your book also helped you process the grief of losing Carol so soon after you started writing the book, soon before. And so, um, here's a formula that I use to help people figure out how long it takes. You want to hear this, Joni?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
I'm all
So,
ears. I'm always listening.
okay. So there's two types of writing. One is just straight up narrative, where you're just writing from memory, writing from the heart and soul. You're just literally writing. You don't have to stop and do anything. You're just letting it pour out, right? That's one type of writing. The other type of writing is what I call research and reference writing, in that you have to stop, check the statistic, go read an article, review your journal entries, decide, oh, I want this excerpt in the book or not. And so that is research and reference writing, in that you have to stop and look at stuff, process it, integrate it into the book. Okay. So let's say you want to write a 200-page book. Now you need to time yourself on your writing. So do the two types of writing. One, straight up narrative, time yourself for 10 minutes and see how much you've produced. Okay. And then Also do 10 minutes of the reference and referral and research writing. Time yourself for 10 minutes. How long does it take? How much do you produce? Do it in word count, not page count, because page count, well, unless your pages are the industry standard, which is 1 inch margins, 12 point Times New Roman font, double spaced and indented. Okay, use that. So you can go by page if you use that industry standard. And then see what you've produced in those 10 minutes with each type of writing and multiply that by 6. So that's how many pages or words you created in an hour with narrative and research writing. Okay. And then figure out what percentage of your book is your book 50% narrative and 50% research and referral writing, references writing, and then do the math. Do it on your own. It sounds confusing, but it's not because it will tell you, oh, it's going to take me X number of hours to write this book. And then you can figure out how many hours can I commit per week, and then see how many weeks is it going to take me to reach this number of word count and page count. You see that?
Wow, that was like way beyond me. That was, oh
Oh,
my God, I can see the value in that for people though.
mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So writers like myself aren't the biggest fan of math, even though in high school I was in, I got straight A's in algebra and calculus and all that. But as a grown up, the numbers part of things isn't my forte. However, I find this formula helpful because when I work with book coaching clients, we are able to calculate how long it's going to take. So it's helpful because people are really obsessed with the amount. How long is this going to take me? Well, usually it
Mhm.
takes longer. You're the exception, Joni. Writing your book 500 pages in 5 months is remarkable. Okay, let's just
That's
celebrate
a
that.
great strategy. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
And I'm so different. I am definitely unique and out there. So, can I talk about my way of doing it?
of course.
Okay, so here comes my prop. Are you
Uh-oh.
ready?
Yeah,
Okay, here we go.
a fork.
A
Joni is
fork,
holding up a fork.
a fork, and it's a small fork. It's not a big fork. It's a small fork. And when we talked about this topic just a few minutes ago, I was thinking pacing. I was thinking timing. I was thinking about how do I eat? How do you eat? Do you eat fast and you just devour, 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 or do
No.
you savor? Do you
Yes.
take a bite and savor and put your fork down?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about that as a symbolism, as an analogy, I guess, for writing the book. And so for me, it was like I savored every story, I savored every um, heartfelt thing that I wrote. And I was able to do that because of the outline and the pictures that I had that I followed. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember you as a coach, and you just kept telling me, saying to me, Joni, just keep on writing, keep on writing. I never looked at word count. I never looked at pages. I never looked at any of the math. I was all about savoring every single moment because it was an
Wow.
honor and a privilege to write. Oh, I'll get emotional. It was an honor and a privilege to write my memoir, my story of us. And it involves so many people after 40 years. And so I'm presenting to the world these hearts that are just exploding with love and joy. And that's what it was for me. It wasn't a mathematical equation of how long. Didn't know how long it was going to take. I had no idea. All I know is I had a beginning date and an end date, Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I knew. And if I didn't complete it or wasn't done at the end of the date, I had a reset button right here and I would change that date because
Mm-hmm.
I'm the author. I'm the one in charge. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. I'm the one that's eating and savoring it. So very
Yeah.
different than your approach with other people. And I guess what this shows me, Elizabeth, is there's all kinds of authors. There's all kinds of ways to write a book.
I love that, Joni. That is profound. Everybody out there, you hear that? Everybody, you can take our advice and you can follow your own way like Joni. She'd never done this before. And that was just profound, savoring every bite. I love that. Love that. And you know what? That is truly writing from your heart and soul. You're not just trying to just splatter some words on the page to get it out. You're really contemplating every emotion and all the storytelling, and you're also discerning, does this go in the book? And
Right.
so, Joni, that was just such a golden nugget. Thank you.
Thank you. And that leads to prop number two.
Okay.
Okay, we have two props today, everybody. And so
Okay.
prop number two, and it's a drum roll. Do a little drum roll in your brain here. And so I want to present to you my new thing. It's called my pink beanie.
Oh, I
And
love
it
it.
is the amazing love story in a pink beanie. And they will go on sale starting today. I'm up in Newport, Oregon, and on
Mhm.
the back it says none better.
I
The
love
why
it.
this came about was people were ordering the audible version of my none better, which was that's a whole other process that someday we could talk about that. But anyhow, the people were saying, well, do I get a pen? Do I get a bookmark? What do I get? Because when people buy a book, they get a pen and they get a bookmark and all these other things from me. And so I said, maybe we need to come up with something else. So I wore this yesterday on the beach on the way up with Becca and I as we drove the 5 hours. And I'll tell you, I think I've had more people comment and remark, well, what is that? It's a gorgeous beanie. Look at that bright pink. What is that? And so we stopped many places and I got to explain what the book was and how the
Oh,
value of a memoir is and how
uh,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a
mm,
story.
I love
So,
it.
yep, $25 for these, and they will be available at all my events that I do. And it's so
I
cute.
love
Can I
it.
put it on for you?
Yes, so everybody who's listening, Joni, and a beanie is actually a skull cap, like a cap, a ski cap, and it's hot pink, and it says an amazing love story, the same way with the burst of colors behind it as the book cover, and it's just adorable. And Joni just put it on her head. It's really bright pink, bright Barbie pink, which I love. So Joni,
You bet. You
you
bet.
can't miss it. It's so
You
bright.
can't miss it. And it's silly and it's fun. And
Yeah.
I guess that's the other point, as people are writing or they're calculating how long it's going to take. I hope you're having fun writing it,
Hmm.
and throw out some silly moments. I know that you're going to have some serious moments in your books as well, but make sure that you're having fun. And as I've always told you, Elizabeth, if I'm not having fun with what I'm doing, I'm not doing it you know
Yes, I
and
love
that's
that.
that's my version of it, but I
Yeah.
also know that I am a definite extrovert. I'm a definite feeler. I'm an ENFP, and so other people come from different angles. And if you're OCD and you're needing all the mathematical equations to figure out how long it's going to take you, figure that out. Follow your
Hmm.
heart, follow your way.
I love it. That is so fun, Joni. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
thank
Thank you
you.
for that.
Yes,
And
and i
so
have
that,
i have your when I see you in October, I'll bring you your hat, your
okay,
beanie. Okay,
beautiful,
can you imagine
beautiful.
3 or 4 of us wearing it at the same time?
Oh, that's
Woo-hoo!
so fun. Yeah, it's so bright and fun. Thanks, Joni.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
Todd,
Great
you're
topic. Great topic.
yes, yes, time.
Yes.
Time is fleeting. Time feels like it's on fast forward, and every minute counts. And
Mhm,
so that's why you have to have a schedule for writing. You have
mhm.
to allocate that time and also know when is your best time for writing. For me,
Yes.
it's morning after my coffee and avocado. My brain is just in my genius zone. I'm high energy. I'm focused. I do not schedule meetings. I do not answer the phone unless I really need to. I'm focused and I fiercely guard that time. People are like, well, can you meet at 9 a.m.? No. I mean, I have a few sometimes morning meetings that are really important, but in general, I schedule things for the afternoon because I'm still super smart and alert and focused, but my best brain energy for writing or editing a book is in the morning. That's how I spent my morning today, editing a book
Nice.
that we're publishing very soon. And so I need to make sure that accuracy is number one and that I am, when you're editing, there's moving around, there's adding and subtracting. You got to make sure it's correct. So I invest that brain energy there. and writing, and it's the best feeling. So
Yes,
everybody
yes.
out there, you have to know when is your best writing time. I have a friend who says her best writing time is in bed, half asleep, because she said her subconscious mind enables her to access her best
Oh,
creativity when she's like in an almost sleep
yes.
state. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, go for it. I can't do that. I'm like hardly able to process when I'm like that. But so just know, and also after exercise is some of the best brain energy for me and probably for you. And also, if you're feeling anxious or your mind is going a million miles a minute, if you do something calming like yoga or clearing your energy, meditating, praying, it will quiet your mind, calm your body, and enable you to write. Because if you're feeling super anxious, sometimes that can just clog the creativity. Do you agree, Joni?
Oh, good points, Elizabeth. Like every single one of those was like, yes, check that box. Yes, that was beautiful. Well
Thank
said.
you.
Well
Thanks.
said. And can I ask you a question when you write?
Hmm.
When you're writing, you're in your writing genius zone. Are you editing at the same time or are
No,
you just writing?
no, 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 no.
Oh, okay. Can we
Editing,
talk about that? Because I think that's crucial.
sure, sure. And it applies to the concept of time with writing. Because if you stop and edit, you're slowing yourself down. And if your mission is to compose chapter one today or this week, compose it. Just let it pour out. Call it your sloppy copy. That's what my son's third grade teacher called it, the rough draft. But get it out on paper. If you stop and polish your chapter into the best chapter ever, that's not a book. You can't publish it unless you're doing a chapter by chapter sort of drip. But no, you want to write the whole book. So no, I do not stop and edit unless I think of something that I need to change that's going to affect the rest of the chapter or whatever I'm writing. Yeah. No, just keep writing. Let it pour out, especially when you're in that high energy zone.
And
Mhm.
did you follow your outline and all of that? Do you follow an outline? Do you have your outline sitting next to you? Or how do you do that?
Well, I have multiple screens here. I have actually four screens and I could have five. And yeah, so I have a lot of screens and I'm visual and I need everything in my face. So I have an outline on one page that I can look at, and then I have my composition area here. And so I go back and forth, but I also copy and paste the outline into my composition so I can just flesh everything out as I go. But I still need to
Oh,
reference back to the outline in its raw form without all the words filled in, so it keeps me on track. I'm a huge proponent of outlines, as you know, outlines,
mhm,
because
mhm.
some people are pantsers. That means writing from the seat of your pants. Some people just like to just write and let it come out. Okay, great. If that's you, awesome. If it works for you, outlines work for me. That keeps me on track, it keeps me focused. It saves time because I'm not writing on all these tangential things that come to mind and they feel great, but they're not really relevant to the book. And then you end up having to trim it. Great, you can make a blog post or whatever out of it. However, your mission is to finish your book and to write the best book possible, and you want to stay focused. And again, time is finite, energy is finite, focus is finite. And then there's life. Stuff comes up. There might be a storm and a power outage. Okay, unless your laptop is charged, you're not going to be writing for a while. Or if you run up your battery, use up your battery, you won't be writing anyway. So the point is, life happens too. So I feel a sense of urgency, like, uh-oh, you never know what's going to happen. You might have to go to the doctor, or you might not feel well, or you're just having a slow day. So when you have that energy, for me, there's an urgency. It's like, I got this energy. I'm not talking to anybody. No, not responding to anything until I have used up, spent this energy, which means spent this time as well. Hmm.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
And I know you began this whole podcast when you were talking about people are asking you, how long does it take to write a book?
Hmm.
How long does it take? So hopefully all these tips that you and I have mentioned today will help people determine for themselves how long it will take. And I know of people, and I've met people on the journey here, it's taken them 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 years to write a book, you
Oh,
know. And
wow.
and some of that is they're not focused. Some of them they've had a lot of life changes in between. And
Hmm.
when I hear this from people, it's like, well, don't be hard on yourself. Don't kick yourself in the butt so hard that it stops you from writing. Keep on going. Keep
Right.
on going.
Hmm.
Because I think it really is a call or a mission, or there's a bigger reason why you're writing this book. And you don't always get that until later on. But
Hmm.
there's always a bigger reason why you're writing your book.
Right, right, totally. It's a calling, it's a divine life assignment. And Joni, that is such an excellent point that you just raised. So my ghostwriting clients exemplify that. One of them I met in 2007. Okay, 2007. That's almost 20 years ago. And I met them at a book signing where I had ghostwritten a book for a businessman in Detroit. And this person walked up, I want to write a book. And we corresponded for a while and then lost touch. Then, a short while ago, they contacted me. I'm ready. And so they hired me to write their book. Another example of, and somebody I'm ghostwriting for as well, is in like 2018, 2019, we met about their book. Lost touch. They weren't ready. They called me last year. We're ready. And so years, like that one's about 7, 8 years. And here we are. And so my goddess books took 10 or 15 years, but I was evolving into my goddess power before I could actually teach it. So I had to really master some of the concepts that I teach in order
Mhm,
to finish those books, the whole series.
mhm, mhm,
And my
mhm,
memoir too, God's Answer is No, KNOW, Lessons from a Spiritual Life, same story. It took quite a while because I was evolving to
mhm,
do that.
mhm. I know. I know when I took your book coaching class, which was course, was the best thing ever, because
Thank
here
you.
I am, little grasshopper, learning from the master this
Oh,
world of how to write and everything evolving in that process. And so the cool part for me was I was never alone, Elizabeth, because I had you as a book coach and I knew that your team of two sisters writing was there. So I didn't have to be absolutely perfecto on every
uh-huh.
sentence and every chapter and every page. I knew I had a team. I knew I had a team that would help me to make this better. And all I had to do was spill it out. And back to editing, while you're writing, editing. Oh my gosh, my spelling is not the best in the world. And so my thoughts were going, my feelings are going, and I'm typing, typing, typing. Sometimes I couldn't even read a sentence because I was misspelling. My fingers were going so fast. I don't know what I was writing, but thank goodness for spell check and other things that were able to help me through that process. And I'm,
Hmm.
I'm so glad you told me not to edit during the writing, but just to keep on writing, keep on
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah. It's very tempting. And here's one way that you can get trapped in that is that when you write, say you write on Saturday and you have like 3 hours of great writing, and then you can't get back to it till Tuesday night. Then, in order to pick up where you left off, you have to read some of where you left off.
Yeah.
Okay. But you could end up spending a lot of time rereading and then having the temptation to edit. And then you're going to get stuck in that cycle and not write. So you should decide what's most important. Because if you see things that are just wrong or you don't like the direction you're going, okay, change it. But just read enough so you can refresh and pick up where you left off and keep going instead
Mm-hmm.
of getting
Mm-hmm.
stuck in that editing loop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good point. Good point. So it's back to savor it. Savor it. Woohoo.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my gosh.
And also having that outline, because again, the outline saves you so much time, so much mental energy. You don't have to say, okay, what's next? It's already in front of you. It's like your GPS. When you leave your house, you put it in your GPS, you punch in the address. It's going to take you there the fastest, the safest, the most efficient. save gas, save time, save money, not get lost, get stressed, get annoyed, not make it to your destination.
Right,
Apply that to writing a book, period.
right,
Your
right,
outline is your literary GPS to get to the final destination of finishing and publishing and promoting your book.
right. And
Hmm.
that leads me to probably my final points here is self-talk and attitude, Elizabeth.
Ooh,
And
okay.
to have the self-talk, and for me at that time, since I was brand new at writing, I remember going into the bathroom, looking in the mirror, square in my eyeballs, and saying, "Oh my gosh, Joni, you have beautiful eyes, you have words to say, and you are an author." And I would just say,
Oh,
"Joni, I'm an author. I'm an author. I can tell the whole world. I can put it on a business card. I'm an author." And it was
mm-hmm.
like it went to an elite status in my self-talk. So then when I
Wow.
sat at the computer, Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
I was an author. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but and you can do the same thing. Make sure your self-talk and your attitude is positive about it.
Right. I love that. Love, love, love that. So yeah, in study, there's scientific studies that show that elite athletes use this technique where they envision themselves winning whatever they're
Mhm.
playing and competing in. They see
Yeah.
themselves winning and they feel the thrill of it. And your brain can't differentiate between the really powerful visual using your imagination and reality. And so you're imprinting that on your psyche and you become it. Yeah, yeah.
I
And it
remember doing that in volleyball when I played for San Diego State. That's what we did all the time. And you could then
really,
close your eyes, meditate, and visualize, spiking the ball and the feeling behind it or digging a ball. It's that same visualization. Oh,
hmm.
that pumps me up. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. And unfortunately, it works the opposite direction for someone
Oh,
who tells themselves, I can't do this, this isn't good enough, I'm not a good writer, nobody wants to read this. Yeah, convince yourself
yeah.
that. Yeah. So use your imagination in the correct direction, which is what Joni just described. I am an author. I am a writer. I am a best-selling author. I am touching people's lives all around the world with my book. I am getting it done. It's excellent. I can do this and I can stay focused. And focus is a big challenge these days because we're so distracted. But with all the things we just discussed, you can do it. So, Joni,
Yes.
that's a really powerful tool that you just shared as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, master. Yes, from Grasshopper. Yes, master.
Ah. So
What
do
a
you
fun
have
day.
what?
I said, what a fun day.
I know, I know. So I do these Good Morning Goddess videos that are like a 1 minute inspiration on my YouTube channel for the Goddess Power Show. And today's was about having fun and be silly and let your inner child come out to play. And that should be true when you're writing. The process of writing is fun when you let it be fun. You know, you're creating something, it's you time, it's all about your heart and soul pouring out to share with people everywhere. Make it fun. Set up a setting on your desk, your office, wherever, where you're writing and it's a fun feeling. Have a beverage that you enjoy. Aromatherapy, have things around you that make you feel happy. The lighting, the temperature, the textures, the whatever, the visual, the aesthetic of your writing environment and make it fun.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to turn this computer around and then I'm going to get ready to sign off because I'm in Newport, Oregon, getting ready to go do a talk and at
Okay.
Newport Pride. So everybody talk about fun. See if you can check this out.
Oh, you're looking out at a pool and the ocean?
Yes.
Oh, that is
Yes.
amazing.
That gorgeous. So of course I was in the jacuzzi last night and
Oh,
it's
that's amazing,
beautiful.
Joni. It's coming into focus. So you're saying beyond the pool is the Pacific Ocean?
Yes.
Oh, it's hard to see on the screen, but it because it's so bright, but it
Uh-huh.
looks amazing, Joni. That is so
Uh-huh.
cool. And there's your books,
Yeah,
t-shirts.
those are my t-shirts. So I'll just
Uh-huh.
walk outside just
Okay.
to give everybody the feeling. And so picture this ocean,
Oh,
smell the salt
wow.
air.
It looks like
Um,
cloud. Is there mist over the water?
that's some fog.
Oh,
That's some fog. But isn't this gorgeous? So
it's
talk about
beautiful.
fun. find a place. And I want to remind everybody that when I wrote None Better, Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts, I escaped for a couple days up here to the Oregon coast and wrote. So I'm
Oh,
back on the same turf that I wrote with.
oh,
Is that
Joanie,
cool or what? Talk about
that's
fun.
amazing. Yeah.
Yep,
It
yep, yep,
reminds
yep,
me
yep.
of the podcast episode we did about retreat. Go
Yes,
retreat to write. You can retreat at home, you can retreat in a cottage or hotel or a condo on the ocean, wherever. Just, unplug from everywhere, get away. So that's
exactly.
awesome, Joni.
Isn't
Thank
that
you for
cool?
sharing.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you everybody for being here. I take you with me today as I go to my events. Elizabeth, I take you and Catherine and two sisters with me. Of course, I get to mention and talk about and share the books and share the story that everybody has a story. So
Yeah.
write yours, do what you need to do. And I love you so much,
I
everybody,
love
and
you
especially
too.
Elizabeth and Catherine.
All right, Joni. Good luck and thank you, thank you. And all you
Thank you.
writers out there, you can go to twosisterswriting.com and get all of our books. You can also learn more about Joni and about me. You can learn about our book coaching services that I offer to help you write, publish, and promote an amazing best-selling book. And you can also learn about our publishing services. And we wish you happy reading and happy writing. We'll see you next week.
Savor the moment. Every time you look at your fork, savor the moment.